Hi, I am Matthew. Welcome to the StarDust Channel. Before we go to the Technology Information Series video, StarDust Channel will be appreciated if you take a moment now that you hit the like and subscribe. Also gladly appreciate that you leave comments. So let's go right to the video. In this video, the StarDust Channel will cover reasonable EV vehicle costs, compared to the past high-end EV and past reasonable EV vehicles. With no further ado, the StarDust Channel will present reasonable EV vehicles that are helpful without spending top dollars. So let's go right to the video. Oh, one more thing, don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment and hit that like button so you don't miss any videos on the StarDust Channel. We greatly appreciate that you are watching the StarDust Channel. Thank you. Disclaimer. All the information on this website or channel is published in good faith and for general and educational purposes only. Do not make any warranties about this information's completeness, reliability, and accuracy. Any action you take upon the information you find on this channel is strictly at your own risk. StarDust Advance Enterprise will not be liable for any losses or damages in connection with the use of our videos. Please also be aware that other sites or channels may have different privacy policies and terms beyond our control when you leave our channel. Please check the privacy policies of these sites and their terms of service before engaging in any business or uploading any information. By watching our videos, you consent to our disclaimer and agree to its terms. Let's go to the video coming up right now, and thank you for watching the StarDust Channel.
Another day, another story. Reasonable EVs, 7 electric vehicles you can get for under $40,000. Like most arising innovations, electric vehicles hit the market with exorbitant cost labels and were initially seen as toys for the people who had $100,000 plus to toss around on a vehicle. However, that is not true anymore, as drivers hope to save money on gas and do whatever it takes to address the environmental emergency. A few EVs in the $30,000 to $40,000 territory are out there now, and more are coming in 2023. Indeed, they're not quite as modest as a $15,580 internal combustion Nissan Versa. Costs are consistently descending, making EV possession more feasible and a good time for the typical vehicle purchaser. Support costs on battery-controlled vehicles are lower than their internal combustion partners since they have no motor, no oil changes, or transmission and fewer parts in general. One review found EVs require 31% less support, and the bill is 22% less when they do. There are likewise state tax break choices accessible, in addition to the new government $7,500 EV tax reduction. As of now, state credit data ought to be settled, and we'll find out which vehicles apply to the 2023 government credit by the end of the year. For the time being, here are the most critical reasonable EVs stirring things up around town 1 year from now and what you want to be aware of to capitalize on tax reductions. Beginning costs are shown. Automakers don't, for the most part, lessen costs over the long haul, yet Chevrolet, and others on this rundown, has done exactly that for the Bolt throughout recent years. In 2021, it began at $37,495. It dropped to $31,995 in 2022 while keeping its 259-mile range. The 2023 model begins at $25,600 for a similar reach, a diminishing of almost $12,000 in 2 years. It's accessible to sellers now. There are likewise state tax reduction choices accessible, in addition to the new government $7,500 EV tax break. As of now, state credit data ought to be settled, and we'll find out which vehicles apply to the 2023 government credit by the end of the year. For the present, here are the reasonable essential EVs raising a ruckus around town 1 year from now and what you want to be aware of to capitalize on tax breaks. Beginning costs are shown. Chevy will likewise keep offering free Level 2 charger home establishment on the 2023 model as it does on the 2022 variant. While EVs from all brands accompany an included Level 1 charger, it requires at least 10 hours to drive up, however much a Level 2 charger gives in a portion of that time, so this is a major redesign for home charging. Although this is the most practical choice on the rundown, it goes from 0 to 60 miles per hour in a little more than 6 seconds and has a 10-inch contact screen with all the data you want about your vehicle and music and diversion choices. The Bolt EV, or electric utility vehicle, is a move forward from the Bolt EV in size and plan. It resembles the SUV rendition with a marginally bigger lodge and a hatchback. The EV upholds Chevy's Super Voyage self-driving component, which is just accessible on the head trim, $32,000. It costs an extra $2,200 to add to the vehicle. Tesla's essential self-driving elements cost $6,000, meaning you pay something like $34,200 for a Bolt EV with Super Voyage. It lets you take your hands off the wheel as the vehicle drives. However, you want to stay controlling everything and mindful, no resting. Motor Biscuit considered it a multitasker's fantasy. Chevy offers free home charger establishment on the Bolt EV, as with the Bolt EV. On the drawback, its reach is 12 miles lower than the Bolt EV at 247 miles versus 259 miles, as indicated by the authority spec sheet. Its trunk is marginally more modest at 16.3 cubic feet versus 16.6 feet on the Bolt EV. Regarding the two Chevy Bolts, you'll need to go to a Chevy vendor and see which one you like best. The two forms are accessible at this point. The 2023 Nissan Leaf EV has gotten less expensive over the long run. The 2021 model began at $31,670. Contrasted with the Chevy Bolts, it offers a bigger trunk at 23.6 cubic feet. It accompanies self-driving elements and a $100 charging credit at EVgo stations. The 2023 Nissan Leaf EV charges through a fold on the front, not the side, like numerous different EVs. The Nissan Leaf was quite possibly the earliest electric vehicle to raise a ruckus around town over 10 years prior, and it has a decent execution history. Recently, it beat the Kelley Blue Book 5-year most minimal expense to possess list for EVs. The Leaf's service is a marginally lower range than both the Bolts, at 212 miles. It's presently accessible for procurement. While most vehicles on this rundown have been around for a couple of years, the Chevy Equinox EV is another contestant in the universe of reasonable EVs. It will hit sellers in fall 2023. However, the vehicle is formally a 2024 model. It has the most noteworthy reach on this rundown at 300 miles. A standard front-wheel drive framework will deliver 210 strength and 242 pounds-to-foot of force. It will offer 11.5 kilowatts standard level 2 AC charging for 34 miles of reach each hour of charging and support standard DC quick energizing to 150 kilowatts to add around 70 miles of reach in a short time. Inside, it has a spacious SUV-style lodge and a huge infotainment show. Purchasers can browse 10 distinct outside tones. With a strong 258-mile range, 1 mile not exactly the Bolt EV, the Hyundai Kona electric SUV has somewhat less backlegroom than the Bolt EV, 33.4 versus 39.2 inches. A bigger trunk. Hyundai hasn't been uncovered inside photographs of the 2023 model, which hasn't stirred things up around town yet. Inside def's got a concise impression at the point when somebody spotted it on a test drive. We expect the 2023 Hyundai Kona Electric to have profoundly unique styling contrasted with the 2022 model, with a look conceivably roused by the 2022 Hyundai Tucson SUV, as indicated by the site, which guessed the 2023 model will highlight a double-screen exhibit like the Ioniq 5. Watch out for this one in the following couple of months to catch the main spot in line when Hyundai reports its accessibility or potentially opens bookings for 2023. The smaller than normal Cooper EV is high on plan and tomfoolery. It has a somewhat low reach at 114 miles. In any case, it's a crazy 2 entryway EV to speed in and out of town, and it goes from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 7 seconds. It offers well-being cautions, stylish inside lighting, and an 8.5-inch contact screen, which is marginally more modest than others on this rundown, yet the round border is very striking. You can hold one for a $250 store, with conveyances starting mid-2023. The 2023 Volkswagen ID.4 is less expensive than the 2022 model, which costs $41,230. Range relies upon the model you get. The least expensive form has a more modest battery with around 208 miles of reach, while the Expert variant, beginning at $42,495, has a 275-mile range. The ID.4 has a huge, 12-inch inside screen. Self-driving elements incorporated path help and programmed slowing down. The inside lodge is huge and calmer than a few different vehicles while driving. Vehicle and driver reports as is normal for any better quality vehicle. Volkswagen moved the creation of the 2023 ID.4 to Chattanooga, Tennessee, probably to qualify the vehicle for the government tax break, which expects vehicles to be made in the U.S. The organization is currently taking bookings for the ID.4 with a $100 store. If the more costly ID.4 Ace model requests you, look at certain contenders like the 2023 Kia EV6, $43,000, or a 2023 Tesla Model 3 expected to be around $45,000.
StarDust Channel hopes that you enjoy this video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. We also appreciate it if you leave comments. We greatly appreciate you watching this video in the StarDust Channel. Until the next video, thanks for watching.